Hi, Tiffany here. When you're moving from the US to Canada, there are so many things to take care of that financial planning can end up at the bottom of the list. But nobody wants a hefty tax hit the first year in a new country. So in order to prevent that, you need to avoid the most common cross-border pitfalls and put together the right cross-border team. In this video, I'm going to cover the 3 things that every US citizen or green card holder that's moving to Canada needs to know of to prevent costly mistakes. I'm Tiffany Woodfield, a cross-border financial advisor and co-founder of Swan Wealth Management. I'm constantly talking to Americans and green card holders that are planning a move across the border. I find the same mistakes come up time and time again, and these could be prevented with just a little bit of planning. So let's get into it. You need to answer these 3 questions. Who will be your cross-border quarterback? Who will do your tax planning now and into retirement? And who will manage your investments once you cross the border? I often tell clients they need a quarterback to give them an overview of their situation. They need someone who can manage this and know when to bring in the other specialists. I've seen so many issues over the years where people have a disjointed team and things fall through the cracks. When things go wrong with your cross-border finances, it can be time-consuming and costly. Unlike a bad haircut, you can't just let it grow out. Unfortunately, you could be offside with the IRS and the CRA. At Swan Wealth Management, we are cross-border specialists. We're dual licensed portfolio managers. We have a CFP, a TEP, and a CRPC on staff. We also work with a network of lawyers and cross-border accountants and have analysts as well as accountants working on our team. It's essential to have a cohesive team so you can feel confident that you are making the right decisions moving forward. Tax planning is an important part of your cross-border financial planning. You are exposed when you have a non-registered taxable account and move it across the border. This is because when you become a Canadian tax resident, that account is going to have to be filed to the US and to Canada, which means it's in 2 different cost bases and 2 different currencies. You'll also need to track your cost base once you move across the border with a taxable investment account. Otherwise, you can over or underpay for capital gains or capital losses in Canada or the US. You'll also need advice on your registered retirement plans, and many people get confused and think they could roll over money from an IRA into an RRSP, and that is rarely tax neutral. In addition, when it comes time to make withdrawals from Social Security and CPP, you're going to want to time the withdrawals to minimize tax. The solution is to work with a dual licensed financial advisor and do this before you move so you can plan ahead and know the impact of all of your decisions. Over the past few years, many US investment firms and banks have stopped or restricted providing service to Americans living abroad, so non-US residents. A lot of this is because of FATCA, which is the Foreign Tax Account Compliance Act. But what does this mean to you? This means you are at risk of your investment firm sending you a letter that says you have 30 to 60 days to either liquidate your account or find another advisor. If you were going to liquidate your account and it was something like an IRA, this would be a major taxable event. It would be like you just took all of that into income in that 1 year. The solution is to start to work with a dual licensed cross-border financial advisor before you move. That way you can plan ahead. When you work with an advisory team that's licensed in Canada or the US, your life is simpler. At Swan Wealth Management, we can manage an IRA, Roth IRA, RRSP, whether you live in Canada or the US. We can create a comprehensive cross-border financial plan that takes into account assets and pensions on both sides of the border so you know that you're taken care of. At Swan Wealth, we offer comprehensive cross-border wealth management. This involves tax planning, estate planning, financial planning, and investment management. If you have $2 million or more in investable assets and are looking for a cross-border advisor, we recommend you schedule an introductory call to see if we can help. Click the link below to start the process of finding the right cross-border advisor.